Namaskar. When a child takes birth to a parent, to a family, community, society, or in a country, already they are having some predefined culture, traditions, protocols, do's and don'ts before the child even know that what the child is going to follow for his or her rest of their life. When the child is in mother's lap, it is the most safest place for the child. As soon as the child starts crawling, now comes the world of learning for the child. In the continuous process of learning, there is something what happens all the time which is known as mistakes. Every time in every learning process, we can say mistakes are the byproducts where it is an opportunity for the parent to treat these mistakes as a chance to peep into child's soul so that they can integrate the word discipline into a child's life. Some few decades back, in every house there was not anywhere in our country there was a problem that my child is not listening, my child is not doing this thing, that thing. It was not happening. But if we look back little bit more back to our ancient scriptures, we will see that how beautifully Ma Yashoda has taken care of our Bhagwan Krishna so nicely that she has tried all beautiful tricks and methodologies by which she tried to bring discipline into Bhagwan Krishna's life. When Bhagwan Krishna was doing all different kinds of leelas, we have already discussed so many things already in our videos, and Lord Bhagwan Krishna was always doing all kind of nutcut, and Ma Yashoda was always trying to bring discipline into our Kanha's life. So she has even tied Bhagavan Krishna in rope. If we take this as a metaphor, that how if there is a baby elephant and the commander of the baby elephant will always try to tie the baby elephant with a single rope, and when the elephant grows, the elephant the elephant can be managed with a small chain also. So here every tricks, whatever our ancient India have used it, everything is always with respective to human brain, human knowledge, intelligence, and how this can be brought to generation by generation so that this knowledge is not being lost. That's why when Ma Yashoda was tying Bhagavan Krishna with a rope, or might be she was screwing up his ear, or might be sometimes she was running behind Bhagavan Krishna with a stick, but all the time she was trying to bring discipline to her child's life. Nowadays, science has come up that this all different kinds of tricks, whichever was used, might be in our ancient India or some 100 years back in our different schools and all, they are telling that this kind of exercises or this kind of yogas are very good. These yogas are very good in order to make a child's brain to be active, disciplined and intelligent. So, if we refer to Balyakal, that is when the child is with the milk tit, that is the best time when the mind or the man of the child comes up. We have already made a video on that. So, when these tits are coming up, after all the milk tit have shed out and the permanent tits are coming up, this is the most of the phase when the child enters to a phase when the hormones of the body usually start secreting for them. So our daughters or our son at that period of time come across the ocean of hormones which releases in their body, so that nature makes the body ready to meet the fertility. It is the law of the nature, and the universe communicates to this human body how different things our sons, our daughters, they all face during this period of their time. So whenever the milk teeth has gone down and the permanent teeth is coming up in the jaws of our child, it is the best time to introduce yoga for the child. As we know, we have already discussed in one of our video that teeth are inside our mouth so that we can chew our food. Science also says that 70% of your food should get digested within your oral cavity with the help of the saliva. So that's why whenever we see that the child is now at the age where all these permanent teeth are coming up, we should introduce the child to different kind of games. We have already discussed, we should introduce the child to yoga so that the jawline of the child should accommodate all the 32 teeth, which is very mandatory for a child's growth. As we have seen, each tooth of a human within a human oral cavity is being connected to all the different kind of organs of our human body, and the last teeth, which is known as the wisdom teeth, that comes to the oral cavity around the late ages, around, we can say, after all the permanent teeth have come up, the last 4 wisdom teeth, it comes after the age where we have already attained, like we have finished our teenager, after around after 19 or after 20, these wisdom teeth come up. So when the physical body of our daughter or our son is ready to meet the fertility, the nature is telling us that human body is now eligible to bring a human life to this earth. Might be we are thinking that our daughter or our son age is very small, they are very small at this age, but Mother Nature and the universe has made everything ready within their human body so that they can give birth to a human child with all the necessary things. But so now this is the time when they are having floods of hormones within their body, which is releasing in this period of time. That's why in one of my video we have discussed, whenever there is a special child in your home, and if we are working on the special child Karmendriyas and Gyanendriyas, and if we are in a hurry that we will do some kind of therapy quickly, and then we will make our child ready, and we have spoken to those parents during this period of time, during this puberty period of time, during this fertility period of time, when the special child comes to this age, again they reverse back from a normal child to special child. So that's why universe is giving us the indications, Mother Nature is giving us all the indications that when this permanent teeth is coming up in this jawline, at that time the body, the human body is making itself ready with all fertility criteria. So at that time, ocean of hormones release in this body, and once it has reached to an age of around, all the teeth have come up, the jawline has accommodated all the teeth, finally they call 4 wisdom teeth come up in this human oral cavity. And why we call it as a wisdom? Because when we see that we have maintained yoga, we have practiced yoga, we have maintained, because there are 8 branches of yoga, and when we have attained everything within that period of time, by the time we reach to an age of around 20 or 21, at that time it is the best time when we get an opportunity to have the wisdom teeth. This is the time when our ancient India, they thought that our children should be in the Gurukul. So in the Gurukul, everything was within their control. So when the child was living in Gurukul, at that time the child was very like the body of the child was like Lord Rama, but the buddhi, the intelligence was like Lord Krishna. But now we have come to the age of knowledge age. Now slowly through all my videos, we are trying to bring that every parent in our country should start now demanding that every vicinity of our living, at least one good Gurukul should come up. We have made so many videos in that. But now children are there in every home. So how to make our home as a Gurukul with small tricks and tips. So let's go one by one. In internet, if we will find it out, there are Chauda Vidya and Chaushat Kala. That is, there are 14 Vidyas and 64 skills a human body can learn, a human mind can get trained into it. If we will Google it, we will see there are so many scriptures available online, and also there are 64 different kind of skills a human child can learn it. Human skills like different kind of music, dance, art, poetry, phrase, different kind of things our child can learn it. This is one trick that we should now expose our child to physical scripture reading, which they can read not from the electronic gadgets but books. And second thing, we should introduce 64 kalas. There are 64 skills available, all are available in the internet. Every Saturday, Sunday, we can help our child to get exposed to this 64 kalas at least for 2-3 hours in a day, where they can find their passion of their work, which will be their future karma. The third thing what we can make our child learn, that is, as we know, the human body, by the time they reach to an age of adolescent, their mind is capable enough to guide somebody. We think our child is small, but if we give them an opportunity that yes, you can you can behave like an adult, then definitely they will behave like an adult. So how to make my child very matured enough? So there is a proverb that बड़े वृक्ष के नीचे छोटे वृक्ष नहीं बढ़ पाते हैं. That is, if there is a big tree, then small trees cannot grow under the big tree because it makes so much of shadow that the sunlight doesn't come to the small trees and the small trees cannot grow. Yes, my dear friends. So what we have to do now, as soon as we know that our son or our daughter have reached to an age of adolescent, immediately we should become their child. Yes. So as soon as I become my child's child, I will ask everything to my child. What will I wear today? What will I eat today? Whether I should go there or not. This is the problem what I am facing in my office or in my work. That person has called us today. What gift should we take them to there? As if your child is your parent, as if your child is going to guide you for the rest of your life. And you will see the wonders that how beautifully they are taking their responsibility. They are taking so much of care of yourself and they are becoming now your parent, making you feel that you are their child, but we are safe, lovable and caring, and at the same time they will be so happy. They will learn time management, they will learn finance management, they will learn the humanity. Yes, they will learn it. Believe me, give them a chance of 6 months to 1 year. Feel them, they are adult now. The mother nature is telling us that your child has attained the adolescent period. Your child is grown up now. So now if they can give birth to a human child, then definitely Mother Nature has given them the capability and the capacity in their brain and they can do it. Let's just think it for 1 minute. If somebody will snatch away our work for 6 months to 1 year and will ask us that every time you have to sit and study, how bored we will be feeling at that time. But instead of that, if we become their child and we ask them everything, and at the same time when we see that child is not giving us the correct advice to us, that is the time we need to enter to their brain and we have to tell them that no beta, if can we do it in this kind or we can do it in this way, how will you feel it? So at that time they will see that yes, this is the time when we are learning also and we are listening to our parents also. You will see the wonders within 6 months to 1 year. There is a dramatic change, there is a drastic change within our children. Believe me, they are the best child in this earth. Every child is a precious gift to a parent, and if that child will behave like Lord Rama and will have buddhi, intelligence like Bhagavan Krishna, what else a parent will ask more from the Almighty and the Mother Nature? We always think that we want to discipline our child. We should know. Let's discuss about one thing, that we have already discussed in so many of my videos that this human body is a mere reflection of our soul. Always whatever repair we do to our body, we might again fall sick or we might again fall into the trap of stress, anxiety and all. But when we work on our soul, all our ancient traditions are always how we can work on our soul, Atma, man, buddhi, chitta and the energy channels. That's why whenever there are two things, when we work something good with our body, those good work gets integrated in our DNA and then it passes generation by generation to our grandchildren's or to great grandchildren's, like this. But whenever we work in our soul, that knowledge is being sowed in the soul, and then if we are taking our next birth, it helps in our that birth, because knowledge is just like Atma. You cannot make the knowledge, knowledge never dies. So that's why whenever we go somewhere, suppose we have heard something or it is our own experience, somebody have recited Hanuman Chalisa, mere by reading it only for one time or two times, that person has remembered it for the lifetime. But some other person, that person is reading Hanuman Chalisa for several times, but still that person is not able to remember Hanuman Chalisa. Still that person needs to look at the book and then recite Hanuman Chalisa. So here there are two perspectives. One perspective is might be that person is having low memory. The another perspective is that soul might be somewhere had the knowledge of reading Hanuman Chalisa, and that knowledge is being transferred from soul to soul, because knowledge never dies. So that's why we should always work on our soul rather than working on our human body, because always we have discussed that human body is nothing but it is a reflection of our soul. We have seen nowadays six-pack abs is now the tradition which is now going on everywhere, gym, six-pack abs and all that. I had a small question to everybody. Who has the power, human body और माइंड? मन में शक्ति है या शरीर में शक्ति है? Yes, my dear friends, मन, the mind has the power. मन में शक्ति है. If a person is having a very good physique, but his mind is low, that person physique will not work. But if somebody doesn't have a good physique, but his mind is very strong, he can do any amount of work, he can do anything, whatever he wants. That's why we should understand who has the power. It is the human body or the mind. Nowadays in the internet, whenever we see, nowadays they have made Hanumanji also six-pack abs, Shiva Bhagwan also six-pack abs. I don't know who is doing all these pictures, but we should think one thing, that the human body is just a mere reflection of our soul. If we want power within us, this physique we are working on to show somebody, but actually mind has the power. मन में शक्ति है. जय भारत.